We had a group of SCAD students film a movie in our courtyard just a few weeks ago.
Oh, really?
And there was a lot of blood that went into that movie.
Oh, I know all about that.
But it was fun to watch the process.
Oh, it always is.
And interesting to see that the last clip that they shot in the very wee hours of the morning was actually one of the first clips of the movie.
Yes.
We now have Eric Miller from Houston, Texas. He's currently looking for job opportunities in Austin, Denver, and Houston after he graduates. He's going to give us a 6 to 7 minute speech and informational delivery about the steps needed to get a person started on the path to creating their own web blog and maintaining it with the aim of gaining an extra source of income, something we could all probably use. He's a graphics design major and will be graduating next year, winter term 2012. Welcome, Eric Miller.
Appreciate it. All right. You got good on the camera?
Right.
Absolutely. Good evening. How many of us could use an extra source of income? As a college student, artist, and part-time waiter, I can attest that a little extra cash flow wouldn't hurt. Apart from taking a second or third job, there is another option, which I will be detailing here this evening. We live in a very exciting time for the growth of the internet as a method of income. Some of the most successful bloggers can earn close to or even over $100,000 in a single month at this point in time. A blog can be described as a website that is regularly maintained and with commentary, descriptions, or videos, and that has a regular basis of viewers coming in to comments and leave descriptions. The point of a blog is to provide an interactive experience that draws in visitors to the site, basically. The key to success, like any other business, is to find something that you yourself are passionate about and follow that. My purpose here is how, with a few simple tools and the right motivation, any of you can start a web blog and start earning money today. The first step is finding, like I said, something you're passionate about. Like any process or business model, most of the work is in the planning beforehand. Most successful blogs begin as a single writer, just doing it as a hobby, and then gradually over time they take on a staff, and the sky is the limit. As an example, I will mention Pete Cashmore, a young Scottish youth in 2005 who started his blog, just him writing, called Mashable, on internet news and social media, very basic stuff. The staff today includes more than 30 people, and he has over 10 million monthly readers, it is estimated. He also makes over $100,000 a month, mostly off his advertising banners. After you've decided on your niche, make sure you put in the research and learn who you're trying to attract to your site. Besides finding the right market for your blog, the next thing to think about is the keyword. Your keyword is basically when someone searches on Google or on any major search engine, whatever words they're showing up, you want a word that will come up more frequently than just random gibberish. That way you have the chance for your site showing up on more search engines higher on the list, so it would attract more customers or viewers, depending on what your blog is trying to do. This is the equivalent of the old adage of location, location, location when it comes to opening a business in the online world. Once you have figured out your direction and what your site will focus on, the next step is finding a web hosting account. There are countless hosting sites out there. There might be, like when you're starting to look originally, blogger.com might look like an attractive way to go, like some of the free sites. However, most of the research I did myself indicated it's probably not the way to go just because of the lack of support and that they would provide. Basically, it looked like the average was about $7 a month from what I looked into. After you have your hosting site locked up, it is important to have the proper tools to maintain your blog. The best option I found universally, which my mom uses and I'm actually starting to get into, is WordPress. It is a free download and is rather easy to set up and use with many other web tools. The next step should not come as a surprise, but first impressions are just as important in the online community as they are in real life. As research has anything to do with it, they're actually more important. A web visitor's first impression about your site can be made in as little as 5 seconds before he clicks and goes to the next site if he doesn't like the overall feel. Another key point to bring up is to make sure that your site is engaging and welcoming to every reader. Your ultimate goal is to build a base of followers to make your visitors come back day to day. That's what advertisers are looking for, where advertising banners usually the best way to bring in money over the long term. Another tip to think on, do not be afraid of feedback. Every criticism is an opportunity for growth and future success. After your site is set up and you start posting, you need to start registering your blog with some of the top directories out there. There are more than a few sites willing to cooperate with you. Blog Catalog and Blog Flux, just to name a few, are friendly to smaller startup blogs and will usually give you a free link or so. They're basically a social community of bloggers, and it is great to start networking and build beneficial relationships. Now that your site is up and running, the last thing to do is to promote it. There are many sites online, which we've all heard about, Facebook, Twitter, Dig, StumbleUpon, that are vital communities that should not be ignored at all if your goal is to make money in the long term. Once you're locked into these social networks, advertising banners are the long-term goal, as I said, and that is generally the best way to earn income. My last piece of advice will be to not get discouraged if you get off to a rough start. Like all endeavors in life, failure can always give way to success, as I said before. To quote Edmondson Thin, who owns the profitable blog /Gear, concerning tech reviews and news, in any type of business, there's no guarantee for success, but what I learned from my failure is my secret recipe. Thank you for your time.